Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Apple released watchOS 26.5 to the public. watchOS 26.5 is available around the world at the same time for everyone on all watchOS 26 supported devices. Now this update came in at around 800 megabytes on my Apple Watch Ultra 3. It can vary depending on watch, but if you're trying to install the update and it's taking a very long time, there's a way to speed this up a little bit. One way I typically do it is you just go into your settings, go down to where you have Bluetooth, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then disable Bluetooth until it's installed. Typically that will force it to use Wi-Fi instead of trying to transfer it via Bluetooth slowly from your iPhone to your Apple Watch. Once it's done installing, then turn Bluetooth back on. Along with this, Apple also released iOS 26.5 and updates for iPads, Mac, tvOS, HomePodOS, visionOS, and older versions as well with iOS 18.7.9 and others. Now, as far as the build number goes, let's take a look at that and then talk about what's new. So again, we'll go back into settings, and within settings, we'll go to general and then about, and you can see the version here where it says 26.5. The build number is 23T570. This is the same as watchOS 26.5 RC. So no difference there. If you're a developer, you'll already have the update. If you're not, you'll have the regular install. Now, as far as new features, the first thing has to do with the new watch face. If we press and hold, I've already got one set. You'll see it's called Pride Luminance, but this time it's fully customizable. You'll notice that I only have a few colors here, and we can customize this either on the watch or on the iPhone. If we go into the iPhone, and within the Watch app, if we go to my face gallery here, you'll see that there's a new Pride Luminance option. Now, these are just some examples, but you can fully customize this. So if we go in here, we can add it just as is, or you'll see we have a bunch of different color options. We can make it a circle. We also have a style to have it sort of circular here or vertical. And then, of course, we have complications if we're using the circular model. So again, if we go back to the rectangle here, and then we go to this option, we can fully customize it to whatever color we'd like. So maybe we want a little bit of orange. We don't want maybe this red color here, and then maybe we'll go over here, select green, whatever we'd like, up to 12 different colors. So you'll see as I continue to add them, it allows me up to 12 different colors, fully customizable however you'd like. So again, you've got all those colors selected. We can add it to the watch, and then it adds it over to the watch with all of that customization. And you'll see here's the watch face. So we have the custom watch face, and again, it's fully customizable here as well. So we can have it full screen. We've got two different styles where we can change it vertically, nice animation there. And then again, we can change the color, and then complications if we have the round style as well. So that's all available. And again, it has a really nice animation. So maybe if we lock the display or turn it off, pick it back up, you'll see it sort of fills in. So really nice that it's customizable. I hope we get more of these custom watch faces in the near future. There's a new change to go along with reminders. So if we go into our notifications, just like on iOS 26.5, if we tap on the notification, we've got some new options here, or at least an option that's more clear, where it says remind me at 3 p.m. Prior to this, it would say remind me this afternoon. So this has been updated to be more specific. Now within your settings, within message settings, if we scroll down to RCS messaging, you'll see we have a new option for end-to-end encryption. This carries across to the watch as well if you have it enabled. So if we go into the Watch Messages app, within the Messages app, you can see that it now says RCS encrypted with a little lock there. iMessage will tell you if it's encrypted separately, and again, if it's not encrypted, it will say not encrypted with your RCS message if you have that feature enabled. Also, to go along with iOS 26.5 that carries over to the watch, if we go into maybe our keyboard settings, then go to add a keyboard here, we now have a new option. If we go down to I, and you'll see it here, where it says Inuktitut and Inuktitut Latin. So if you're using those here, of course, they should carry over to your Apple Watch as well. Another feature that goes along with watchOS 26.5 and iOS 26.5 is the option for developers to charge a yearly subscription within the App Store. This can be a 12-month commitment that you can pay monthly, you can pay yearly, or cancel any time so it doesn't auto-renew. Apple has also fixed a few bugs in this update. They fixed an issue where on messages on Apple Watch, it could use SMS instead of iMessage if it's paired with a phone using a dual SIM card setup. Also, they fixed an issue where the Workout app audio alerts could fail to play if the iPhone was not nearby the Apple Watch. So again, that has been updated. In addition to this, we have some security updates. Now, if we go to Apple's security release website and we scroll down, you'll see all of the releases at the same time with iOS 26.5. But if we go down to watchOS 26.5, you'll see that there are many security releases with this update. Everything from Accelerate to Accounts to APFS to Apple JPEG and much more. So we'll continue to scroll and you'll see it goes on and on. And to fix some of these issues, for example, with WebKit, the underlying code to Safari, it says the impact was processing maliciously crafted web content may lead to an unexpected Safari crash. The description or how they fixed it was the issue was addressed with improved memory handling. Then we have the CVE number along with the person that reported it. So quite a few serious patches here, so I definitely recommend updating at least for the security updates. When it comes to the next release, well, we don't expect really anything until after Apple shows off watchOS 27 for the first time on June 8th at WWDC 2026. We'll have a keynote typically on the 8th, and then after that, we'll usually see iOS 27 Beta 1, along with all the other updates for the Apple Watch, Vision Pro, and everything else. So that's what we expect. Usually there's a bit of a gap if they continue to follow what they did last year, where we'll have iOS 26.6 Beta 1 and watchOS 26.6 Beta 1 maybe around the 15th like they did last year. We could have updates in between, but this is typically what Apple does every year, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, we'll see iOS 27 Beta 1 and watchOS 27 Beta 1 throughout June, maybe a public beta in July, and then of course betas throughout the summer, going along with iOS 26.6 and watchOS 26.6 until they release in September with the new updates around the iPhone 18 Pro launch, Apple Watch Series 12, and Apple Watch Ultra 4. All of those are expected in September, of course with the new updates. If you're wondering if you should install watchOS 26.5, well, I typically recommend this due to security updates and, of course, those bug fixes I mentioned. However, if we go into certain apps such as Noise, which is one I typically use a lot, I've noticed that it doesn't seem to be loading. Now, I didn't give this a few minutes, but it seems to be fairly slow, so it's a little bit buggy there. But other apps are working just fine, so it could just be mine. You'll see it loaded just fine without an issue. If we go into maybe something else such as Lumi, everything else seems to load just fine. It just seems to be the Noise app for me for some reason, and it's just in this particular update. I've closed out of it. It seems to be an issue, so if you depend on that, maybe see how it is for others for a few days and then install it. But overall performance outside of that seems to be fine. You'll see there is still a little bit of lag when I go into the control center, but then after I activate it again, it goes away. But that's pretty typical at this point. When it comes to battery life, it's easily getting me through the day, at least on all the betas it was. If we go into settings and this time we go down to battery, I've been using this every single day since it released for the most part. And if we go down to battery health, scroll down, you'll see I'm at 100% capacity. And again, this is a day one launch of the Apple Watch Ultra 3. So it's holding up quite well. I charge it every night and had no issues with it there. But I think it's a pretty good update. But again, that one app that's not working for me is a bit disturbing, as I typically use that a lot, the Noise app. Again, it's still not loading, but hopefully it loads soon and I'll try it a little bit later. But other than that, it seems to be a decent update, again, with customizable wallpapers. And for those of you wondering what I'm using as far as an Apple Watch here, or my Apple Watch face rather, if we go into this, you'll see it's modular, as many of you ask. And if we go over here, you'll see the different colors that I have set. I have multicolor, and then of course the complications. With the date, we have activity, as well as compass, messages, and then weather. And then in the center is an app called Lumi. It's a paid app that I paid for a long time ago, and it shows different things that you want to set, whether that's countdown to moon times or countdown to golden hour, one of the best times to take photos and video. And then of course it shows weather and everything else. So I think it's a great complication. It's what I've been using for years, and this is the watch face I prefer to quickly glance at information. So that's it for watchOS 26.5. It's not a major update, but does add a few new features and bug fixes, but we expect the major updates with watchOS 27. So that's what Apple's working on now. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments below, and of course I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.